Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a nearly brand new Whirlpool washing machine that's stuck with the drain pump constantly running. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. If you bought a Whirlpool washing machine in the year 2023 or 2024 and your washing machine is pretty much just stuck with the drain pump running, so it makes basically as soon as you plug it in, it just makes a buzzing or humming noise, this video is going to be for you. Now this one here is that particular model number, and basically what's happening is, you started a load of laundry and your washing machine went to the rinse cycle, it drained out the water and it's just stuck on the rinse, and the drain pump is just constantly running, and it'll run like that forever or until the drain pump gets burnt out. Now honestly, there's no beating around the bush with this issue because even the manufacturer Whirlpool knows about this, and the only resolution to this is a new control board. Basically pretty much all of the washing machines made in 2023 and a lot of them that are made in 2024 have this issue with a faulty pressure sensor. Now that pressure sensor or pressure transducer is actually on the board in this model, so it requires a complete board replacement. So that is exactly what leads to this. And now even if you unplug this washing machine and plug it back in, which I'm going to do in a second, it's still going to give you that just humming or buzzing of that motor just continuing to run, and you can't start a cycle after that and it won't finish the cycle that you were currently on. So it pretty much means your machine is dead in the water. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And maybe about 10-15 seconds after plugging it in, that drain pump's just going to kick on, as you can hear from that buzzing or humming noise, and that's just going to be like that pretty much until it pretty much burns out the drain pump, because there's an issue with the pressure sensor, which it just kicks on the drain pump. And as I said, Whirlpool has acknowledged this issue, and they have come up with what they believe to be a solution for this, and which is that they're offering a free replacement of that control board, which is a $300 part. Now they've come out with a service bulletin in which they list all of the models that they're currently covering for that board replacement. So I will post that bulletin at the end of this video so you can check your model number, which is on the inside of the lid, and see if it's that one is being covered for the free control board. However, the issue is that I am fairly certain that Whirlpool bulletin is not inclusive of all the models that are affected, because I have a feeling that this is going to go beyond just the mid 2024 model and into 2025 as well, because some of these machines are just 2 or 3 months from being purchased and they're already doing this. It's a catastrophe. If you spend $700 and 2 months later your machine's just sitting there with a drain pump running. But anyways, I will post that at the end of this video so you can just call that number and see if your model is covered. However, the big issue with that is that part is on back order. So even if your model is covered for a replacement control board, you may not get that board for months. So if you have children, you know how important a washing machine is, because they're just going to go through a few pairs of clothes a day, especially if you have young children less than the age of 3 or 4. So I don't know if you can wait 2 months for them to send you that replacement part. So on this channel, I'm going to offer you a creative approach to fix that issue. Now, it's not going to be really practical for everybody, but it's certainly something you can try to do if you find yourself in this situation where you went ahead, called Whirlpool, and they're going to send you the part, but it's going to take you months or maybe even longer than that. Who knows? They're on back order because it's such a prominent issue. So let's get to solving this issue. So basically I've outlined 2 ways. Number one is call the Whirlpool, see how long it's going to take them to send you a control board. Most likely it's going to be a couple months. Number two is replace this whole console with one you find on Facebook Marketplace. Now I'm going to show you exactly what to look for. So you can go to your local marketplace and just search washing machine free washer shaking a lot. So that way you know that your washer has some sort of other physical issue, because these washers over time, particularly 6 or 7 year old washers, they have suspension rod issues in which they can shake all over the place, and people will get rid of those for free. I find them nearly every weekend. So what you want to look for is two things. One, you want to make sure that the washer you get for free has these 6 LED lights followed by a pause play button. And the second thing what you're going to look for is to make sure it has one particular type of shifter, and I'll show you that to you on the model that I have. Alright, so here's the washing machine that I picked up the other day to help resolve this issue. Basically it's got 6 LED lights and the pause play button. And this one's got a bad transmission. It's pretty much just sounds like a freight train on the spin cycle. But anyways, we know that it's the computer or the control board, it's good, and it's just a mechanical issue with the transmission, which is no big deal. Now you may be wondering that, hey, this is a Maytag and the washer we're working on is a Whirlpool, but that's not an issue because Whirlpool is the father company of Maytag now. They're pretty much all the same thing. So the only thing you need to make sure is that it's got these 6 LED lights and a pause play button, and also you want to go ahead and put this washer before you pick it up. You want to tip it on its back and just go down here and make sure it's got this style of black shifter. Now some of the really old models, they have this part is red. So if you have a red one, it will not work. So don't bring that washing machine home. Just get one that has a black shifter, and you should be able to make this work. Alright, and just for demonstration purposes, this is that red shifter I was talking about. If your machine that you're trying to pick up for free has this red shifter, it will not work. You will have to replace the entire wiring harness. Not worth it, particularly for an average DIY person. So don't pick up a machine that has a red shifter. Alright, so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing the entire console off this donor machine and putting it onto the console of the Whirlpool machine that's not working. Now it is absolutely important that you remove this entire console and replace it, not just the control board that's inside the console, because it won't work correctly, because they have different settings for wash temperature and soil level and whatnot, so it will require a replacement of the entire console. Alright, so first let's remove this console. Just unplug all the wires and the pressure hose. Alright, now we're going to be removing the console from the donor washer. Alright, so here is the donor console, and here's all the hookups for our machine, which is pretty much brand new. And the only issue I see is that this current model doesn't have a temperature sensor right here for the water inlet valves. But that is easy because we're just going to take that harness off of our donor machine as well. So there are a couple of, that was kind of unexpected. I didn't really expect that to happen, but it's an easy resolution. Is just take these connectors off and then just grab the temperature sensor, because as you can see, this valve was already pre-molded to have a temperature sensor on it, but Whirlpool just gets cheaper and cheaper with every model. So yeah, so we're just going to grab the harness and temperature sensor off the old water valve and just throw it on this one, then we'll just hook up everything. You should be good to go. Here's what I'm talking about. This is that donor machine, and here's that water valves, and in the middle right there is that temp sensor, and it's just wired into that same plug. So this plug is the same, but as you can see, this one's got 3 wires and this one's got 5 wires. So that's those 2 extra wires. There's that temperature sensor with the thermistor. So we're just going to be taking that off. It's really easy. Just use a flat blade screwdriver to just gently pry it off. The temperature sensor goes in right there. Just got to plug in that donor console. Here is our Frankenstein machine right here. It's got the new console on there, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and see what it does. We'll wait a couple of seconds, and hopefully that drain pump doesn't kick on. I don't think it will. And as you could probably tell, the drain pump has not kicked on. That's because we have a actually good board on here. Anyways, I'm going to do a recalibration procedure on this board so it synchronizes everything with the rest of the components. Make sure it's working optimally. If you're interested in that recalibration procedure, I will link it. I will link one of my other videos in which I show in detail how to do it. And then after that, we'll do a test load. All right, so here it is. I've got it hooked up to my test station over here, and I went ahead and bypassed the lid switch, or the lid lock mechanism I should say, and there it is. It's washing away a week's worth of duct tape delicates right there, and as you could tell, it's working as it should. It's already progressed to the wash cycle. So that is a solution. Now I know this is a little bit of an atypical solution and maybe not for the average DIYer, but as I always say in this channel, this is a DIY and tinkering channel where I bring creative solutions to the table. So that is how you would solve that issue of that Whirlpool washing machine just getting stuck on with the drain pump running. Now I will say that I'm not just going to let Whirlpool off the hook here. I will give them a call and put my order in for that control board. Whether it takes 2 months, 3 months, doesn't really matter to me, because I'm sure I will run into one of these washers again. Then I can just do a direct swap that way. But for the meantime, this will solve that issue. Now if you're curious, like what do you do, and if you do decide to go this way and you're not really into repairing washers and dryers, what do you do with this one, the donor one? Well, most cities offer programs in which they will actually pay you money for you to recycle this washing machine. So don't feel like you just bring this thing into your house and you're stuck with it. So you'll be helping the person that you remove this washing machine, the house that you remove this washing machine from, and also you'll be helping yourself save a lot of money. So anyways, if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.